A hectic week of diplomacy in Asia continues with a meeting between the world's two most powerful men. President Biden, who's been in Cambodia for a summit with South Asian leaders, is buoyed by better than expected results for his party in the midterm elections. China's Xi Jinping has also been strengthened back home after being confirmed as his nation's leader for another 5 years. Tensions have been running high, the Chinese side still angered by this summer's trip to Taiwan by the US Speaker Nancy Pelosi. On North Korea, the US believes China's not bringing all of its influence to bear to rein in Kim Jong-un, who's been conducting a provocative series of missile tests. Of course, perhaps the most important issue of all that will be discussed is the war in Ukraine. China has not condemned Russia, but it's clearly uncomfortable about the way its ally has been behaving.
I know Xi Jinping. I spent more time than any other world leader. I know him well. He knows me. We have very little misunderstanding. We just got to figure out where the red lines are and what are the most important things to each of us.
When all the countries of the G20 gather here on Tuesday, Russia's President Putin will not be in Bali and instead will be represented by his Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov. The UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres, who's also on his way to Bali, told me before he left New York he didn't think there was any possibility of a major diplomatic breakthrough.
I believe still a certain way to go. Peace is, of course, the objective of us all. Peace in line with international law and with the UN Charter. But I think that we are still relatively away from it.
The US and its European allies will want to use this G20 to try and persuade countries like China, India, Brazil and South Africa to further isolate Moscow. The war in Europe casts a long shadow on the diplomacy taking place here on the other side of the world. James Bays, Al Jazeera, Bali.